Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Here we go. Danel Bryan last week on Friday Night Smackdown came back at the end of the show, pointed to Chris Jericho and wanted his title. Can he get off on the right foot this time against Sheamus? As you do know, these two had a WrestleMania match just 1 year ago at WrestleMania, and it was only an 18-second competition. So, can Danel Bryan, now coming back, and Sheamus has been gone from SmackDown in my universe mode for quite some time as well. So here in Colorado Springs, Colorado, can Danel Bryan recover from his loss of the Undisputed Championship right after the reset? As you know, it was taken from him. Management did not want him to have the championship. He vied for the championship 1 month after the reset and failed to retain against Chris Jericho, and I believe it was in a tables match, and he failed to retain. And this is another man who obviously deserves a championship run in the near future. Sheamus, he has been virtually non-existent. I don't remember seeing Sheamus in my universe mode ever. So because Danel Bryan debuted again last week, came back from his emptying wherever the hell he was, and he pointed at Jericho, obviously, I think Danel Bryan should win to keep it in interest of the returning person should win. Now, again, Sheamus has also been a returning person, but like I said, you know, what the hell has he done? He didn't come out and point at Chris Jericho and want the championship. Danel Bryan did. So to Danel Bryan go the spoils. He also has to recover. This is basically a WrestleMania rematch night. We've got this one, and then we also have Edge taking on Chris Jericho for the championship. And I believe that was an actual WrestleMania match a couple years ago as well, ending with Edge spearing Chris Jericho off of the announce tables in through the barriers, which looked nasty and terrible, and I thought Chris Jericho broke his back. So we're going to have Danel Bryan win here, hopefully. If he doesn't, then Sheamus deserves to win. That's just how it goes. I have not watched Smackdown yet. I'm going to try something new. Post SummerSlam, I'm going to reorganize everything, much like how we did the reset. After, because when I first started uploading WWE 13, I felt very unorganized, like I was hurrying and trying to get the best videos up in the fastest manner, and it was a crazy time. It was end of November, October, beginning of November. I was trying to get loads of subscribers quickly, so my videos were very fast, very up. The syncing was off. My audio was really low. You could barely hear my voice. I just felt like I needed to restart. So I did a restart. I did the restart. And ever since then, I felt good about wrestling. I felt like I can get into this. I can write stories for this. I don't need to let Universe Mode tell me what to do, because sometimes Universe Mode is very inadequate in what you want it to do. So I just think, to keep it from getting stale, this I could obviously go till WrestleMania and then have a draft. However, I want the most exciting universe mode ever. And to do that, did he just smack his ass? Is that what just happened there? Look at those kicks, god damn. To have the most exciting universe mode possible, we need to keep switching it up. Not only does it challenge me as a writer for the shows, it also challenges me having different matches of people. And there's that insecurity kick. Is that gonna pick up the win over Sheamus? Let's see, I doubt it. 1 count, no. Yep. And see, that's what I mean. Like, universe mode can get extremely predictable. You're like, oh, he interrupted in the middle of the match this week, that means next week he's going to interrupt at the end of the match. And, like, it can get very predictable, so sometimes you want to create your own storylines. For me to do that, I need a better mix of people, a better mix of a group of people. So we are going to have a draft. If you didn't watch Raw is War is going to be absolved. It is getting liquidated, so to speak, from SmackDown and Raw. So anyone on Raw is War is going to get drafted to Raw and SmackDown before the draft. Right after SummerSlam, that night I am going to absolve Raw is War, or I might do it sooner, depending on if Raw is War stays entertaining or not. Because it is going to die, so I feel like Raw is War is trying to compensate and save itself, but there is no Chapter 11 bankruptcy note for Raw is War to sign. It's over. Raw is War is going to end, and all of those superstars will go over to Raw or SmackDown. It's going to be a two-brand show because I want to focus more. Playing it classically is great, and I will do that still in some occasions. However, I do want to focus more on creating storylines. I feel like that's what people on YouTube aren't doing. I know there's a couple of people who do it, and they don't do it a part of Universe Mode. They do it in another form. But I like doing it in Universe Mode because Universe Mode will throw me a curveball. 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, I had Jericho defeating Ziggler and like just attacking Ziggler and Edge. But then Edge disappears and shows this is the end of the world, the end is coming video. What the hell was that about? That's a curveball, and I had to think on my feet to say, oh, it's because this and this and this and this and this. And that's what I had to do, and I enjoy doing that. It keeps me on my toes, it keeps me excited about this game, and I love random things. Random things are great. So I'm going to continue with that philosophy and that mentality. So that being said, Sheamus needs to lose. Long story short, Sheamus is losing this match. He's already almost lost it here. We're going to put him in the no lock, formerly the yes lock, formerly the label lock, whatever lock you want to call it. He's right in the middle of the ring. Sheamus can't get out. 18 seconds has been revenged, so to speak. That's actually a word I'm hearing more and more people use. Revenged. It's not actually a word. I'm not sure. I guess I could look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's not a word. But people are using it as a word. And Danel Bryan, I guess you could say, instead of revenge, redeemed that 18-second loss at WrestleMania, and now he is gaining some momentum here. Danel Bryan winning that match, looking good against the former World Heavyweight Champion in Sheamus. But this is very, very exciting, ladies and gentlemen. I am very, very excited to debut the next match. This is the match where you are going to see the return. He did show up on SmackDown last week, but right now we've got the return of Mr. Kennedy. Wait for it. Still waiting. Kennedy. Amazing. One of the best all-around original, really good gimmicks. It's a shame that Randy Orton did not like this guy, because he could have been very, very good. He did have some drug issues in 2007, 2008, around that time. Like steroid type issues, like him, Booker T. There were a whole lot of names, and then they were out of the company very soon. But that's just how the cookie crumbles, and it's too bad, because really Mr. Kennedy is one of those that I really feel like it should have been champion by now. Ooh, Blitzkrieg's on. He's supposed to be in Hawaii. Alright, so here we go. Look at that. I had no clue this was in WWE 13. They make your video for you. If I would have known that, I would have already done this for many, many created wrestlers. Now, I do have a custom logo. I don't know where that's supposed to be shown, though. It's supposed to be shown somewhere. Could it be in the signs? Yeah, look in the background there. You can see my created wrestler is in the back. I did create this guy. I created that guy. I tried to do my best to try to make him, original. But, okay, so here we go. Cut to the promo now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I weigh in tonight at 246 pounds. I hail from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now that we got that out of the way, here we go. I am back in the WWE. I made my appearance last week for one reason, and one reason only. Because I'm here to be the best. But I understand that tonight I have to start on that bottom rung of the ladder. I understand that I'm going to have to go up against one of the WWE's least toughest opponents here tonight. His name is Jinder Mahal. Mahal? Alright, I've just been told it's Mahal. I thought it was Mahulu. My mistake. He's the Maharaja of the ring. Oh good, I got that one right. Okay, the Maharaja of the ring. Okay. Whatever. Last time I looked at a picture of him, he looked like that damn dog from the Never-Ending Story. That's what his face looked like. The fact of the matter is this, ladies and gentlemen, I am Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy. And I am going for the Intercontinental Championship. Your Intercontinental Champion, Christian, has not done a damn thing since being champion. So why not start there? That is where I'm heading. Why don't you hop along the crazy train and we'll go get that Intercontinental Championship together. Because that Intercontinental Championship is coming home to this guy, Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And this was supposed to be a squash match, and I was supposed to beat Jinder Mahal quite easily, but I just flowed straight into this match, so it's on normal difficulty. And I guess that's fine. I just cannot have Jinder Mahal winning. That would really, really ruin Mr. Kennedy's momentum, especially after cutting a promo before the match. So hopefully we win this match. I don't count anything out. When I'm too cocky about something, like at work, we deal with a lot of sharp objects, knives, razor blades, scissors, saran wrap cutters, which are basically serrated razor blades. So whenever I tell myself that day is like, oh, I'm so good at this, I'm not going to cut myself. That day, like an hour later, I'll cut myself and I'll go, you stupid idiot, why'd you have to say anything? So I don't take anything for granted. So I am really focused on not letting Jinder Mahal win. I am not going to underestimate him, because this game has a funny way of whooping your ass when you least expect it, and I'm not going to let it do it. So here we go, Mr. Kennedy on the return here. And typically he would have blue tights with maybe white words on them. However, I wanted him to come back different than the old Kennedy. So that's why he's coming out in these tights now. So judge my created wrestler, and don't judge him on the face. Everything else you can judge him, but do not judge him on the face, because I don't know how to do that shit. So I just gave him a template face, and then I kind of adjusted it. His eyes, his eyebrows. His eyebrows, I tried to give him lighter eyebrows, because if you look at a picture of Mr. Kennedy, or Mr. Anderson, you see that his eyebrows are really light, and they're really fluffy, and they're very close to his eyes and far away from his hairline. His hairline is quite far back. So I almost like Sarge from the Pokemon games. Sergeant Sarge, whatever his name is. Sergeant Electric guy, the guy with the Raichu. That's who I imagine Mr. Kennedy to be looking most like. So that's what I tried to go for, and I pulled up pictures of Kennedy, his tights. You can see I've got the K's on his tights. They're not easily seen, but the coloring I feel like I did a good job on. The tattoo, I just worked with what I had. The coloring is probably off on the tattoo. It's not my best call, because I don't create wrestlers. I'm not great at that type of a thing. But for a just kind of a thrown together thing, because there was no good created wrestler of Mr. Kennedy or Mr. Anderson on the uploads, so I was like, okay, I guess I have to make my own. So I really don't think I did that bad. Did I? I don't know. He wasn't wearing any like elbow pads or anything. He was wearing knee pads, but he wasn't wearing elbow pads. I just basically mimicked his whatever he wore. It was a very simple, simplistic based type attire for him. And then I just gave him a suit, a nice looking suit, because that's what he usually comes out when. Not in TNA, of course. I know in TNA he comes out more kind of like a Stone Cold Steve Austin with a hat, says asshole a lot, So That's not who I wanted to model. I wanted to model after Mr. Kennedy from 2006, 2007, 2008 from Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. That's who I wanted. And as you can see already, Jinder Mahal has a finisher. This is no good. And I was actually very, very honest with Mr. Kennedy's skills, his skill rating. I gave him, I think he's like an 86 or so average, because I do view him to be that good of a competitor. I do not view him as being someone who's pretty crappy at wrestling. I think he's damn good. My wrestling podcast, the one I seem to favor, Smart Wrestling Fan, they do not like Mr. Kennedy. I have always liked Mr. Kennedy. Sometimes he says stupid things, in TNA especially, but come on, you're in TNA. You're gonna say stupid shit. I mean, they let you get away with a lot of stuff. Like, of course you're gonna say dumb things. So, I don't know. It's just me defending Mr. Kennedy to Smart Wrestling Fan is what I feel like. And the thing with podcasts is that if they're in a group on Facebook, the leaders will say, we don't like Randy Orton, or we don't like Mr. Kennedy. And the followers, being followers, of course, they are going to agree. And here we go, Mr. Kennedy's new mic check. I think it looks cooler than the old one, and I can't be having people double up their finishers. So the new mic check doesn't work on Jinder Mahal. Now, that should have worked because it should have been on a quick gameplay. I wanted him to have a squash match here. So instead, I'm just talking about how I created Mr. Kennedy and my views on Mr. Kennedy. So I'm actually going to play Mr. Kennedy. Oh, let me finish my point on Mr. Kennedy in internet terms. I guess a lot of people on the internet don't like him. I don't know if it's my bias. So let me know what you think in this video in the comments. If you remember Mr. Kennedy, if you even know who Mr. Kennedy is, Mr. Anderson is what they call him now in TNA. Look some videos up. I like him. I like him in TNA, and I liked him in WWE. When he came back that night, Monday Night Raw, when they kicked Monday Night Raw out for a basketball game, Vince McMahon was pissed off, and so he made the Denver Nuggets lose in the main event. I believe that's what happened. So yeah, I just want to know, are you a fan of Mr. Kennedy, or are you like my podcast? Because I just want to see, is it my biased, or is it just maybe personal taste? I feel like some people on the podcast just kind of follow what the main podcasters say, whereas when I disagree, I'm going to tell you I disagree. I'm not going to say, oh, you're right. Because they're podcasters. Now, the main podcaster, he's got a little inside knowledge of things, so I do listen to him a little more than others. But, I mean, just the other people, they say they hate Mr. Kennedy, but I don't know. I think some of them are just following. So let me know. Tell me, am I crazy? Or, I don't know. I don't think Mr. Kennedy's that bad of a guy. Let me know. Is he good, or is he bad? Basically, that's what I'm trying to say here. Let's focus on kicking out here. Oh, shit! Damn it. This is why... Oh. Kennedy trying to go for the Intercontinental Championship. The current #1 contender, Jinder Mahal, defeating Mr. Kennedy. And this is what I mean by I like universe mode for this type of stuff, because now I'm in a situation where Jinder Mahal botched. He didn't let me kick out before the 3 count, and now we have some trouble we have to fix this next week. So there's always a way out. It's writing. Anything can happen. I could kill Jinder Mahal in my universe mode. I could murder him and he'll be gone, and this won't matter. So that's what I'm hoping happens. I'll have to think about some way to get out of this mess. See, I told you, people. It's when you least fucking expect it. Damn it. Why me? Why me? Always. Alright, so that's the first part of this video. Tell me in the comments below. Go ahead and leave a like, favorite, and all that stuff if you would like. But this is the most important thing. Tell me if you like Mr. Kennedy, Or were you a fan, or were you not a fan of Mr. Kennedy? I thought his gimmick was hell of a good gimmick. His mic skills, impeccable. He had a great run against The Undertaker. I just saw star potential. Like, he could be where Miz is at now. You know? I don't know. I like the Mr. Kennedy. Let me know what you thought of him. Oh, no. I don't like that. The sound has gone away. Maybe that's not a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, that's only part 1 of part 3 of Smackdown. There are 2 more parts. Go ahead and click the link above. And if it works, it works. You're on to part 2. Congratulations. If it doesn't, I'm still trying to upload it. Okay? So here's some of the matches that we have coming up. We do have Kevin Nash taking on Hunico. Very David and Goliath type of match there. We have CM Punk and his protege, the Money in the Bank briefcase holder, Justin Gabriel, taking on Cody Rhodes and Great Khali. And then, in our final match, the main event match of the night, we do have Edge taking on Christian in the main event. That's a former WrestleMania match. So, yes, let me know what you think of Mr. Kennedy. Go ahead, leave a like, favorite, comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do. We will see you for part 2 of Friday Night Smackdown. And I know that this video was extremely long-winded. I have a lot to say about Mr. Kennedy. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I'm your YouTube champion, the best universe mode in the world, and I'm checking out.